Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time here, I'm thrilled you join us today. When we talk about Homeland Security, most people think about law enforcement, TSA screening at the airport, or military bases. But it is so much bigger than that. Homeland Security today is this massive interconnected system that involves government agencies, private companies, nonprofits, and even you as a member of the community. It's about keeping the nation safe, not just from terrorism, but from disasters, cyber attacks, and public health crises. So, today we are diving deep into the Homeland Security Enterprise, how it works, the challenges it faces, and why it matters to every single one of us. Buckle up because this is going to be an eye opening journey through national security strategy, enterprise coordination, and civil liberty policy. Let's start at the beginning. What does Homeland Security actually mean today? At its core, it's a coordinated national effort to prevent terrorism, protect critical infrastructure, and ensure we can bounce back quickly from emergencies. But here's the thing, it's not just the government doing this alone, it's an integrated system combining law enforcement, intelligence, emergency management, cybersecurity, and infrastructure protection. Think of it like a team sport where every player has a different role, but you can't win the game if anyone's out of sync. And on the top of that, leaders have to make sure all these measures respect civil liberties, like privacy and due process. That balance between safety and rights is tricky, but it's essential in a democracy. Next, let's talk about the threats. Terrorist organizations aren't standing still. They are evolving every single day. They use online recruitment networks, encrypt messaging, and coordinated operations across countries. Some even combine physical attacks with cyber attacks, creating what experts call hybrid threats. And because these groups are adaptive, they can quickly exploit gaps in intelligence or fragmented security systems. That's why the Homeland Security Enterprise must constantly evolve its strategies to match these dynamic threats. Leaders need to anticipate the next move, not just react after the fact. Now, we can't talk about US Homeland Security without remembering September 11th. The 9/11 Commission report highlighted that lack of information sharing, organizational silos, and missed warnings allowed the attacks to happen. Agencies had pieces of the puzzle, but they weren't connected. This failure changed the way the United States thinks about security, making clear that siloed intelligence just doesn't work. Today, that lesson drives coordinated strategies and unified command systems. When we talk about improving public safety, we are really talking about making sure information flows efficiently between all actors involved. Let's shift gears to infrastructures. Did you know that roughly 85% of the US critical infrastructure is privately owned? That includes energy grids, hospitals, water systems, transportation, and even financial networks. When ransomwares attack spike or supply chains get disrupted, the consequences can ripple across the entire nation. And it's not just cyber threats. Physical threats like natural disasters can be equally devastating. Homeland Security, therefore, has to coordinate with private companies to protect that systems because government action alone just isn't enough. Here's the core challenging critical infrastructure protection remains fragmented. Even with systems like NMS, the National Incident Management System, adaptation isn't uniform, and public-private coordination can be inconsistent. Think of a Brigham terror cell or similar plots. When actors coordinated efficiently, vulnerabilities are exposed quickly. The challenge isn't just about having technology or protocols. It's about creating a leadership-driven framework that enables all stakeholders to work together seamlessly. Without this, threats can exploit gaps, leaving our critical systems exposed. So, why does the research matter? The purpose is simple. We need to identify the strategic and managerial skills that make public-private collaboration work. We want leaders who can anticipate threats, make ethical decisions, and coordinate across multiple sectors in real time. By focusing on collaboration, leadership, and organizational competencies, we can build a framework that strengthens national resilience. The goal isn't just reacting to a crisis, it's creating a proactive, scalable approach that keeps the nation safe, even as threats evolve. This brings us to the guiding research question. What competencies are essential for building a policy framework that strengthens public private collaboration against terrorist and cyber threats? In other words, what do leaders need to know and do to ensure coordination works? This involves examining leadership structures, operational planning, and information sharing, all while maintaining accountability and respecting civil liberties. By answering this question, we bridge the gap between theory and practice, linking leadership development directly to measurable improvements in national. The significance of this research cannot be overstated. Terrorist groups operate like adaptive systems, blending ideology, decentralization, and technology. If our leadership doesn't match that adaptability, we are always playing catch up. By applying crisis management and organizational theory, this study develops frameworks that improve coordination, enhance situational awareness, and strengthen national resilience. In short, it provides a roadmap for leaders to act decisively and collaboratively when the next threat emerges. Effective Homeland Security depends on leadership that can integrate command systems, foster interagency collaboration, and develop private sector partnerships. Real-time information sharing is crucial, and ethical decision-making ensures that security measures remain legally and morally defensible. Leaders must operate like conductors of a symphony, ensuring every player, from federal agencies to local NGOs, works in harmony to protect citizens. Without this leadership, even the best technology and procedures can fail. Now, let's look at defending infrastructure specifically. Cyber defense strategies, energy grid protection, transportation security, water system safeguarding, and resilient supply chains all require coordinated planning. A weakness in one area can cascade into other systems, which is why public private collaboration is not optional, it is essential. Security isn't just a line item in a budget. It's a continuous, dynamic process that requires constant oversight and adaptation. Emergency management plays a critical role in Homeland Security. Coordinated disaster response, unified incident command, resources allocation, public health preparedness, and rapid recovery operations all require leaders who can make fast decisions under uncertainty. During crises like hurricanes, terrorist attacks, or public health emergencies, miscommunication or delays can cost lives. Systems like NIMS provide a blueprint, but human decision-making and cross-sector collaboration are what ultimately make the difference. Information security goes hand in hand with operational security, protecting civil liberties, ensuring legal and ethical oversight, managing global instability, embracing technology advancements, and adapting policy frameworks are all part of a comprehensive approach. Cybersecurity threats today are not isolated. They intersect with infrastructure, finance, health, and more. Leaders must think strategically, understanding that technology, policy, and human behavior are all intervened. So, to wrap things up, Homeland Security is a complex, interconnected system that depends on coordination across government, private sector, and community stakeholders. Operational experience shows us how theory translates into practice, while lessons from history, like 9/11, intelligence failures, or fragmented crisis responses, teach us where improvements are needed. Effective leadership, enterprise coordination, and attention to civil liberties are essential for keeping citizens safe. And most importantly, research into public private collaboration isn't just academic, it's a necessity for building resilience in a world where threats are constantly evolving. If you take one thing away from this video, it's that security is everyone's responsibility. And understanding how the system works is the first step toward making it stronger. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Homeland Security Enterprise, hit that like button, share with colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on national security, crisis management, and public policy. Drop your thoughts or questions in the comments. I'd love to hear how you see these policies affecting your community or your work. Until next time, stay informed, stay safe, and remember, knowledge is the first line of defense.